Alright, hey guys, Sure Shot Midget here doing a review on an Echo 1 M4. This is a friend's gun. So let's start from, it's custom, but the gearbox wise, it's stock. So this will be about the performance you're getting on your stock Echo 1 gearbox, pretty much. So start out from the front. He has what I believe is a G&P Navy SEAL suppressor, which actually acts as a amplifier, because it's hollow on the inside, so it muffles, which is kind of cool. This is a Daniel Defense Omega rail system here. The way this one works is it's kind of like a generic rail system where it opens up. There's 4 screws, and the whole bottom part can come off, but it's more sturdy than your standard system. Also, the foregrip here is KAC. It's got a screw going all the way through. It's got some rail panels here, tan and green. The body is metal, the upper and lower, so that's solid. Internally, it's got a Mad Bull red bucking that I put in there, and the rest is stock. Barrel hop-up is stock. The gearbox is stock too. It's got everything stock. The motor is Classic Army, actually. It'll give you a little bit more rate of fire than your stock motor. I took the stock motor out and actually put it in my gun, and I put the Classic Army in this, and it's giving better rate of fire on this. But not as good trigger response, but honestly the trigger response is not even noticeable on this gun, but on my gun, the trigger response is, you can tell it's better. So this motor obviously is just more rate of fire, which this is a small gun. He has a G&P M14, which shoots about 20 rounds a second with the 7.4 lipo. So it cranks. It cranks BBs out real fast. This thing's shooting probably 15 rounds a second. Maybe a little bit more. I have not chronoed it. I'll chrono it right now, actually. He has a 7.4 lipo, 5,000 milliamp. He uses this battery for both of his guns because this fits in his G&P M14 stock. It's got a micro red dot, but you can choose the reticule. Let's see. It does have just a dot, so you can choose different reticules. Ambidextrous mag release, metal bolt lock, metal selector switch, metal body. I don't know if this is the Pro line, but a lot of Echo 1s are plastic, so I don't know if this was the Pro line or not. The selector switch does get loose. That's one complaint, and also the motor heats up. This motor does. The old Echo 1 did not, but this Classic Army heats up pretty fast. But, you kind of... The reason why it does heat up is because you're using a pretty high voltage battery on the stock motor, and also the rate of fire is pretty good. Go ahead and chrono it really quick. Got some .25s in here. The FPS should have gone up with that red bucking. Mad Bull bucking. There are .25s in this, so let's see. I'm gonna guess it was shooting 320 consistently before. Battery's not plugged in. I knew that. It's an X-Cortec chrono also. Let's check the FPS. 309. 321. 326. 325. 326. It looks like it stayed about the same. It's about 325. I'm not going to shoot a whole lot of BBs down here. So it's about 325, which is pretty good. Stock gearbox. The gearbox has only had about 5,000 rounds put through it, so it's pretty much at the beginning of its life. It's shimmed really well. It was greased really well. I'll actually take it apart. I greased it really, really well. But then there was probably about 2,000 rounds put through it. And I'll show you what the gearbox looks now. It's kind of dry, to be honest. It's a plastic hop-up unit, but it works really well with that bucking in there. It's launching them far. You can see it is stock. As you can see the piston, it's Echo 1, it's stock. I should have taken this apart and Swiss cheesed it because it needed rewired when he bought it. So I took it apart and just looked at everything, made sure, and everything was in perfect condition. Then we took it to the airsoft store to get it rewired because I can't rewire. But I should have just Swiss cheesed this piston because then it would have added another like 2 rounds a second. It's not too bad in the way of greasing. I can't see the gears down in the gun, but the way the piston is, and I can't see inside the cylinder, but it actually looks pretty greased. I would say the first thing to break on this gun is going to be probably the shell, the gearbox shell. And the motor is probably going to fry at some point. He didn't really say whether or not he wanted rate of fire or FPS on this gun, but I just kind of took the liberty and just added the rate of fire because, I mean, it's a small gun. He's actually got 2 setups that shoot pretty fast. I have 2 AEGs that shoot pretty fast. One's 20 rounds a second, and the other one's 30. The one might be a little bit below 20. It depends. The 7.4 lipos that I have don't have much discharge. This one has a lot of discharge. With my gearbox, with this motor, with this battery is getting 20 rounds a second. But with my batteries, my lipos, they go down a little bit. I was thinking about getting 11.1. With 11.1, it'll be shooting 25. But my gearbox doesn't have stock parts. This does. This, no, 11.1. No. A lot of people like to use 11.1. 7.4s are just like 9.6s. I would just use it as 9.6 or 7.4. 7.4s tend to be better in the winter, so I just get a 7.4. That's just what I would do. And their 7.4s tend to be smaller. Their batteries just tend to be smaller. I have 2 buffer lipos for my M4, and they're 1,000 milliamp, and they're really small. They don't last too long. The rate of fire is not the best on them, but I'd say it's about a 9.6 rate of fire. 9.6s tend to die faster, but one of the lipos that I have, which is 1600 milliamp, is horrible. It literally has like 500 milliamp. It dies so fast. So there you go. It functions really well. We're getting 325 FPS, which is CQB legal. It will be shooting probably 380 with .2s, which is CQB legal at least at our field. Even if it's 400 at our field, so even if you get a few shots that are above, this is CQB legal. His M14 was actually CQB legal, believe it or not. I don't know how it passed chrono, but with the .25s when I chrono, it was 365, and I don't know how that thing passed chrono. I don't know if they let him use 25s in it, but that one shoots harder, and the range on that thing is ridiculous, although the range on this is ridiculous too. I feel like this will be more of a winter gun for him to use. I think so, because it's just lighter. You have to wear more gear and stuff for the winter, so thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. There will be a shooting test on this as soon as I upload this video, because my phone is stupid and it won't let me make certain amount of videos, because then it's like, your storage is too much, and then I have to delete apps or messages or videos or pictures, because Apples suck. So I'm going to have to upload this and then go make a shooting test by myself. I have 2 mags full of .25, and I'll go shoot that now. So thank you for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe. If you're asking, is Echo 1 a good company to buy? I would say yes. The 2 Echo 1 guns that I've seen in my airsoft experience, they've both been good. This one has had only a certain amount of rounds put through it, but it performs really well. My dad had an Echo 1 Stag Arms M4 with the plastic body. He sold it to a friend on our airsoft team, and he's fielded it 4 times. He doesn't shoot a whole lot, but man, it's lasted. It's been fielded like 6 times, and it still works. And it doesn't sound weird. Nothing. at any point it could break, but he's using a huge 8.4, 4,000 milliamp, no, 3,000 milliamp. Yeah, 3,000 milliamp 8.4, and it's getting 15 rounds a second on that thing, so he has 2 of those batteries. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Recommend Echo 1, recommend Classic Army 2. Classic Army gears tend to be a little bit weaker, at least in my experience. I've had gears strip on Classic Armies way too easily, but I haven't had a whole lot of experience with Echo 1 gears in my guns, but in their stock guns, they work perfectly fine. Like, I think this is, I don't even know what this is, actually. I think it's, I don't know. I just have 2 gears here laying around that are actually working, and then this was a VFC that stripped. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the kind of long video, I guess. I will make a shooting test. Please rate, comment, subscribe. I'm still building my M16. Give me another month on that, because I have to sell some things. I have to buy a new upper for my Classic Army M4. It's not even Classic Army anymore. My custom AEG M4. I have to buy an upper for that, and then I have to sell my G&G gas blowback rifle and get the M16, but I have to wait for a new hammer spring for the G&G in order to sell it to get the M16, and also I'm ordering a new stock latch for my A&K ACR, so I'm ordering those, the stock latch and the spring today. Those will be in like 2 weeks. The shipping is taking way too long on those things. I think the expected date, the latest, was like 3 weeks, and that's just way too long. But by the end of the month, I should have my stuff by Christmas for sure. I mean, we have like a month and a half till Christmas, so, or 2 months actually, month and a half I think. I won't make videos on those. I'll make a video on my M16 once I sell my G&G and get my money for it. Probably have to lower the price on that thing to get it sold. But thanks for watching, guys. Please stay tuned.